Hello, it is Hex here, and welcome to the very first episode of World of Tanks Armored Engineering. Today we are going to be looking at improved ventilation and other such consumables and equipment that will enhance your vehicle, or supposedly do. Now, this has actually been quite an old question as to whether or not remove speed governors, combat rations, or the like actually help your tank. Today we're going to be testing in a training room battle in order to figure out whether or not these are a worthy investment of your time and money, as they can be quite expensive. So, without further ado, let's dive right into the first test of the T127 with improved vents against a T127 without improved vents. For the sake of this exercise, I'm going to be having completely new crew on my tank. As you can see, they are boosted by 5% already, which means I have the improved ventilation on. So, without further ado, sit back, relax, and let's figure out the answer to this age-old question. During the first stage of the vents test, I was confused as to whether or not they were working. It seemed as though they were actually slowing the tank down very slightly as opposed to speeding it up. I eventually concluded that the vents actually weighed the tank down more, and thus made it slower. While the vents did provide a 5% boost to the driver crew skill, it ended up not even counting. Such a benefit did not outweigh the fact that the tank was weighed down by the vents. Other crew skills such as reload speed and turning speed were marginally improved, however. This footage shows the effectiveness of vents in action. If you are not interested in watching all of the footage, be sure to click the annotation I will put up on the screen. I have the vents equipped, while the red vehicle does not. I don't know, this isn't... I know, it looks very cool if you look at it. However, let's try that again. I'm trying to go for authenticity here. And... agreed. Although authenticity isn't like, it has to be perfectly in alignment. Okay. So we won't be driving into each other. Kind of like parallel parking. Okay. Here we go. In the next test we used two completely stock MS-1s. Both me and my partner had our crews completely reduced to 50%. Modules such as the engine, suspension, and other things were left unchanged. The weight was completely the same when we started the test. I had equipped a remove speed governor, and this is the result. During this test, there was quite a big difference in our speed. However, my engine broke down before we could go any farther. In following tests, this was not a problem. In the next test, we both have upgraded our suspension and our engine. The extra horsepower allowed for me to use the speed governor more without my engine braking. This time the change in speed was much more pronounced. In the next test, I equipped only lease oil. As is shown, the effects are quite pronounced. However, it's not much of a difference compared to the remove speed governor. In this test, we see the effects of lease oil added to the remove speed governor. The result makes the tank very fast. Also, the engine is more durable due to the lease oil, which increases your horsepower. If you do use this combination, be sure to remember that the remove speed governor will damage your engine over time still. Next test, I used oil as well as combat rations, which increase your crew skills by 10%. These results were very noticeable, and made the tank quite agile as well. Finally, I used all three consumables, the combat rations, the oil, as well as the speed governor. The results made the tank lightning fast. This still did not change the fact that the speed governor did damage my engine and did break it. In this test, we had two 18s test the high-octane gasoline. The effects of high-octane gas was much more pronounced with the T18, which has a stronger engine than the MS1. To confirm authenticity, we made sure that our weights were completely the same. This time, while our crews were the exact same, we were both upgraded. For the next test, I used the more expensive 105 Octane Gasoline. This consumable provides a 10% boost to engine power. This time the effects were very great. Essentially, it acted like a remove speed governor except for it did not damage your engine. This consumable is very expensive, however. It costs you either 50 gold or 20,000 credits. Also keep in mind that these are only used once before you must buy another one. Therefore, 5 bottles in this with 105 Octane Gasoline will cost you 100,000 credits. This next test was extremely expensive. I would highly recommend that you only use this combination of consumables only if you have a lot of money to burn and it's a very important battle. This training room session alone cost me 40,000 credits. However, in this test, the amount of speed we gained was very great. The gap kept widening, and it increased our engine power very greatly. My recommendation would be to use this case of cola and 105 octane gasoline in Clan Wars battles only. This test showed the effectiveness of a tank gun rammer. My TOG is equipped with the tank gun rammer while the other one does not. Again, both of our crews were completely trained to 50%. Also, the ammo rack or loader was not damaged, meaning that the rate of fire is completely the same for both tanks, except for the tank gun rammer affecting it. This test shows the effectiveness of a light Spall liner. For those of you who do not know, a light Spall liner reduces the damage taken from non-penetrating explosions by 15%. My T-18 is equipped with a Spall liner, while the other T-18 is not. For this segment, I will unmute the video to show you the amount of damage that is caused. Random number generator. 16? 34 that time. I see. Let's do it again. And you kill my driver, but I don't care. How much damage did that do? 20, alright. Next one. 31. So there is a noticeable difference in this. A Spall liner I usually equip on my tanks. Because I hate being derped to death, it sucks. At this point, the opponent aims for the front plate, insta-killing us. Keep in mind, Spall liners do not protect from penetrating HE shells. This concludes episode 1 of World of Tanks Armored Engineering. In this episode we covered premium consumables, tank gun rammers, as well as Spall liners. Authenticity is completely assured. Despite seeing otherwise, we made sure that this was accurate. Hopefully this video will provide you with some much needed knowledge on the subject. If you feel up to it, please like this video and leave a comment. Feedback is very appreciated. Of course. No, wait, you know what I'm gonna do? Wait. I know what you're going to do. Watch this. Watch this. Watch what I'm going to do. This is going to be the... Aw, I was going to ram you and die. I was going to ram you and just explode.